What's up, Pats Nation? This is Drake Maye. From me and my family, Merry Christmas.
I'm Dan Roach. What's the one thing the Patriots want from Santa this holiday season? How about a W?
I'm Scott Zolak, and you'll be surprised what we think Drake Maye's best pass against the Bills was.
It's nice to have a quarterback who can sit there, doesn't get antsy. He knows where his go-to guy is.
Throws it to the right, it's intercepted in the end zone.
I'm Paul Perillo. Just how concerned should we be with Drake Maye in the turnovers?
And I'm Steve Burton. Those stories plus a conversation with Rob Gronkowski.
Once I get drafted by the New England Patriots, let me tell you, that was the best moment and best feeling of my life.
All Access begins right now. The Patriots produced their best 30 minutes of the season, only to have a second half letdown. Hello and welcome to Patriots All Access presented by GEICO. I'm Steve Burton. Happy holidays to Patriots fans everywhere. We asked for the game to be competitive and New England responded. Can they carry over some of the winning traits and spoil the playoff hopes of the LA Chargers, who will travel cross country for a Saturday matinee? We'll discuss. But we begin the show with a spirited sights and sounds from Buffalo.
How cold are you guys?
Hey man, this is nothing.
Nah, I'm cold.
We're used to January weather out here. We're used to February weather out here.
We're pretty warm for the Patriots.
100%.
Hand warmers are enough. We got hand warmers, we're ready.
Hand warmers are not enough.
It's okay. I'm from Canada, so it's fine. It's perfect. My dad and sister are Bills fans, so they say that they drop me on my head. But I love being a Pats fan.
Hey, play like that 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, Dan. Let's go, Dan. Let's go. Let's go, Patriots, baby! Yeah! Who would you rather be to play some football, bro? We're in a cold, we're in Buffalo, fantastic atmosphere, bro. Lead him with something. Bro. We work too hard.
By May, roll to the right. Gets a block from Bell as he heads to the far sideline. The loss of 1 and thus a sack for Buffalo. The Patriots now back into a third down and 4 plus. Bills with a 4-man rush. A throw down the right side of the pass is going to be caught on the right sideline for a touchdown. A perfect throw by Drake Maye. Amazing throw by the rookie quarterback.
Good job, baby. Good job.
We told y'all. Great play, man. Great play. We're going to create some big plays when we're getting aggressive.
Now Kendrick comes in motion right. Give to Stevenson through the right side out of the tackle. He's cruising forward. A contact at the 5 and on his feet into the end zone.
That's how you put it on him. That's what I'm talking about. We started the ball on the 9-yard line. 20 plays, 91 yards. Keep working.
30 seconds to go from the Buffalo 44. In a 14-7 New England lead. Shotgun snap, Allen. Back with a deep drop. Steps up, directing traffic. Throws on the move. Lobs one down the right side for Shakir. Incomplete.
Great job, D! Great job! Great fucking half of football right there! Nice job, fellas! Great job!
Quarterback going to try and take over. QB runs it off.
Allen takes the snap, drop back, throws it left for quick, and he leads him to the end zone. Ultimately, the Pats fall 24-21.
Happy holidays, everyone, and welcome to our Bob's Discount Furniture Studios with Mike Reese and Paul Perillo. We talked about, for weeks now, We want to see a competitive football team.
Yeah.
We saw that on Sunday, but were they really a threat to win the ball game?
I actually never thought the Patriots were a threat to win, even when they went up 14-0. Like how I just took the lead off spot there. Usually I defer to you. I never felt like they were a threat to win, but I will say, remember when we were sitting in these seats last week, just talked about, hey, can you snap the ball? Can you just block someone? Can you tackle? We did see some improvement there, so I thought that part was a positive.
See, I thought they were a threat to win.
Yeah, well, I see. It's hard to say when you're down 10 points with a minute left in the game that you had a chance to win it. But the competitive nature of the game, I'm 100% on board with. I thought they played much better on both sides of the ball, really. Obviously the mistakes, just too many mistakes to overcome to put yourself in a position to win the game in the end. You turn the ball over 3 times in the second half, you're going to lose. But that doesn't take away from the much better start, Mike, which we've been looking for. Some changes in the approach, some aggressiveness by the head coach on a fake punt. Didn't end up, amounting to anything, but you showed some signs that you wanted to run Drake Maye, be a little bit more aggressive, and certainly defensively.
Have we seen improvement on defense? You mentioned defensively,
Yeah, I mean, I thought certainly in the secondary, I thought they were really, really good. This is one of the most high-powered offenses in football, and it came into the game absolutely red hot, scoring 40-plus the last couple of weeks. The man coverage, I thought, really caused some problems. I mean, I'm sure that the weather and Josh Allen's health caused some problems for Buffalo as well. But I thought there was some sticky coverage in the secondary and the back end. The run defense, not great, but you have to give up something when you're playing against a team like that.
And I also like the discipline that the rush showed to keep Josh Allen sort of hemmed in, and they had a spy there at times. But, Paul, I got to focus on the run defense. It's hard for me to go silver lining on the defense when you're giving up a long touchdown run. It looked like they were unsettled before the snap, and then the first play in the second half, Buffalo's coming. This is why I never thought they had a real chance to win, Steve. It's 14-7, the Patriots are leading. In the first play of the second half, 25-yard run. Like, they're coming.
Right.
And that's your first play of the second half. Like, tighten up the run defense. It's a mentality. It's an attitude.
What does this deal with Ramondre Stevenson?
He's got to hold on to the ball, Steve. In 7 fumbles, leads the league in non-quarterback fumbles. They're fortunate, quite frankly, that they didn't lose more of them. And I just don't think that you can, it's the old Belichick adage, you can't win until you learn to stop beating yourself. And this team, through all this time, through 15 games, still continues to beat itself. And Stevenson's certainly at the top of that list.
And I know he's as hard on himself as anyone. That said, Steve, the hardest part of this is, they're not the most talented team, but he's supposed to be one of their most talented players.
Right.
They rewarded him with a big contract extension 1 year before his contract was up. They need more from him. That's just got to bottom line it. Got to hold on to the ball.
Or Gibson.
Gibson fumbled the ball also. And people are like, well, you have to send a message. You have to sit this guy because it's not getting through to him. I'm not a huge fan of that. And, for starters, I think that, number one, there's no guarantee that you just sit on the bench and I'm never going to fumble again, Mike. Now I get the message because I've lost playing time. Obviously you can't just continue to trot him out there, but Antonio Gibson lost the ball too. They were fortunate enough to recover that one, but the ball security needs to improve on this team in general. There's just too many turnovers and too many sloppy plays with the ball.
Don't go far, because we'll see you a little later on in the show.
Sounds great.
We'll be back with more Patriots All Access right after this.
Coming up on All Access.
The good and the bad from Drake Maye's performance against the Bills.
He's throwing the ball before Hunter's even looking. I love this with the anticipation. It just shows you his ability.
And later, a conversation with Captain Hunter Henry.
I try to be. I think every good tight end wants to be, the quarterback's best friend, the quarterback's security blanket. You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. By Sports Illustrated Tickets, 50 million sports, concerts, and theater tickets, 0 fees. Fans deserve better. Visit sitickets.com today. And by Cross Insurance, official insurance broker of the New England Patriots.
Hi, I'm Kyle Duggar. From my family to yours, happy Hanukkah.
Welcome back to All Access, presented by GEICO. Important work is to be done when the Patriots host the Chargers on Saturday. In between, the players will deal with the holiday season and all that means. Dan Roach has more.
They brought energy, but dropped a hard-fought 24-21 decision to the Bills in Buffalo. However, despite their 3-12 mark, there is some optimism.
It shows what we can do, and it's going to be scary when we can put all 4 quarters together.
I feel like even though our record shows what it is, I don't think we're that far off of having a really good outcome next year.
Even with a short week, Jerod Mayo maneuvered the schedule so that his team was able to enjoy the holiday Wednesday.
Oh, it felt good. I got my wife and kids here with me, so, it was a blessing to have them here.
There was also time for reflection on gifts they received as kids.
My parents got me and my brothers a trash can for Christmas. That was the worst. We needed it, though. We actually needed it for our room.
Meanwhile, it was back to work on Thursday with a short week and the 9-6 Chargers in town on Saturday.
Preparation it's a little bit condensed, but it's still thorough, it's still noted, it's still detailed, it's still good at the end of the day. It's short, but it's good.
If Drake Maye throws a touchdown pass on Saturday, he'll break the franchise record for most consecutive games with the TD pass held by a rookie. He would surpass Jim Plunkett with 8. As for the NFL record, Peyton Manning and Baker Mayfield share that, 13 straight games with a touchdown pass. For Patriots All Access, I'm Dan Roach.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time to sit down and talk with the head coach. Jerod Mayo joins me now. Before we get to the Charger game, I thought it was a great effort up in Buffalo, to tell you the truth. Was it a tell of two halves for your football team?
Yeah, 100%. We came out fast, offensively and defensively, special teams-wise, and the first half was great, and then unfortunately, obviously, the second half kind of tailed off a little bit. And look, good football teams have to put that stuff together. What I will say is I thought the guys showed a lot of resilience. Just play after play after play in an atmosphere and environment where it's loud.
Loud and cold.
It's loud, it's loud, it's cold. And I thought the guys handled the cold well, which was good to see.
I remember sitting in here after the Chicago game, said that was the best first half of football we had. Was that one against the Bills the best first half you've had?
Yeah, to me, against the Bills, against a divisional opponent, against a team that is fighting for the #1 seed, against a team that is playing better than anyone else in the league right now, to me, this was the best start that we had all season.
I remember you were asked this after the game. You said you had to go and watch the tape. The screen pass from your own 10, was it just mechanically bad spacing? Because you really don't want to sort of throw that lateral, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you want Ramondre to be a little flatter on that. And look, if we get the cut block on the end of the line player, that is a big play. If you go back and watch the film, that's a big play if we get that cut block. But unfortunately, we weren't able to get that, and they made a play out of it. The big picture thing is you can't have 3 turnovers against any team in the league and expect to win the game, especially a team as well coached and as talented as the Buffalo Bills.
One more quick thing on turnovers. Ramondre, that's 7 times he's put the ball on the ground. We talked about this earlier in the year.
Yeah.
You addressed it. Does that need to be addressed again? Or?
Yeah, and I would say, when he fumbled, AG went in there and did a good job. And I always tell those guys, when you have the ball in your hand, you're carrying the fortunes of everyone in the room, not only the players, the coaches, everyone, and there's nothing more important than the ball. Now, in saying that, Ramondre is a professional. He'll bounce back. Mm-hmm. He's still one of the best backs in the league. He runs hard. He does a lot of good things. We just got to clean up the fumbles.
I want to talk to you about the 8:33 left in the game in the fourth quarter. Buffalo's moved the ball in the previous 2 drives pretty well. You still had all 3 timeouts. 4th down there. Why did you punt?
Yeah, I just thought that was best for the football team. And I would say, once you get into the fourth quarter, those timeouts are very valuable.
It's good to have them.
It is good to have them, whether it's a delayed game where we don't take a timeout or anything like that. Like, sometimes you have to sacrifice those 5 yards just to keep those timeouts in your pocket. But again, I thought that was what was best for the football team.
All right, time now for Ask Me Almost Anything, and this comes from Alex F. All the good things that you did in the Buffalo game, how do you carry those over to the Charger game?
Yeah, it starts in the film room. It starts, going in there, looking at good plays, looking at how we need to play on a consistent basis. And then I would also say, look, put the mirror in front of their faces and show them the things that we didn't do well. And, whether that's players, coaches, myself, how we put multiple drives together, whether offensively or defensively, that's what it takes to win the game.
When you do it game to game and you can string those together, it gives you a little bit of an identity, right?
That's right. And I would say, after the game in Buffalo, I think one of the clearer things is that we have a mentally tough football team that can, go and compete with anyone.
All right, if you want to ask the coach a question, you got to go to patriots.com/askcoach. You're going to be backside of Mayo later in the show.
Let's do it.
Hang tight. More Patriots All Access. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, it's DeMario. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas.
I hate cheese so much.
Oh, there we go. You hate cheese. That's a great way to start.
I refuse to eat it.
Like cheese in general?
Cheese in general.
That's crazy. Is it health?
No, it's just it just tastes. It's just nasty
Consistency.
to me. It's just nasty to me.
Yeah, look at me, look at me. Look at me, look at me. Look at me.
If you brought mac and cheese to my holiday dinner, I would accept it graciously for the thought, but I would not eat it. I would leave it for everybody else because I do not like cheese. Everything about it, especially the taste and the smell, cannot stand it. If someone's making me a burger, I will absolutely tell them no cheese, and I will make sure that I say it loudly so there's no mistakes. To do you one better, every time I go out to a restaurant and I eat any type of sandwich, burger, chicken sandwich, or anything remotely close to a sandwich, I make sure that I say no cheese on it, and I look them in their face every time. And the times that it has happened and it came back, I politely ask them to take it back. Pizza is the one thing where I have a little bit more leeway with cheese, but like only a little. And I always order a large thin crust pepperoni pizza with a light cheese. And I really don't know how to describe it, but I can look at the pizza and tell if the cheese is like the right amount. But if it's not, I'm just not gonna eat it. I'll probably just give it away or return it.
Dude, you're fascinating.
Well, joining me now is Patriots tight end Hunter Henry. Good to see you, my friend.
Thank you, man.
Let me ask you this right out of the gate. You guys getting better?
Oh yeah, of course. We're definitely improving in a lot of areas, and that's the goal of the season. You want to try to be playing better, if not your best football by the end.
You're the team's most consistent player offensively. Why do you think that is, and how do you become that?
Well, I think a lot of hard work. I put in I think a really good offseason last year. I put it in a lot of work through my years too, and I just try to show up every single day too, and be the same guy. I think that comes from the repetitions in practice, from the practices in training camp, from the OTAs, from just gaining trust from not obviously the quarterbacks, but gaining trust from everybody on the offense that they can rely on me and they can believe in me.
It's funny you say that, gaining trust, because Jerod Mayo calls you Drake Maye's security blanket. You agree with that, and how does it make you feel?
I try to be. I think every good tight end wants to be the quarterback's best friend, the quarterback's security blanket. So I just try to be available, man. I try to give Drake a spot that to feel that anytime he's in trouble or anytime something he needs a play, he can rely on me.
Yeah, you're there. Find me, you're there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You had a few captains go down this year because of injury.
Mm-hmm.
How's your role changed? You are a captain.
Yeah.
Take on more responsibility?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think it's just be myself, obviously. I was, promoted or voted a captain for a reason. So I just try to be myself. I think it starts with how you go about your business day in, day out, but also just trying to show guys how you're supposed to, be in this league, and how to go about your business, how to work, and how to approach each day.
Back in 2016, you were drafted by the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Does it mean even more to you now when you play against them?
Not as much. Maybe the first time when I came over here, but I mean, obviously that organization means a lot to me. I mean, they gave me the chance to come into this league and spend 5 good years over there on the West Coast. So it's always a special place to me. It's where I started my career, so it's always fun going against them again.
You're a husband, a dad with kids. What does the holiday season mean to you?
Oh, it's everything, man. This is a special time of year that we get to spend with family, and to see my kids light up, especially I got young kids, so just to see the joy and the smiles on their faces is always pretty special.
Good luck on Saturday, my friend, against the Chargers.
Thanks, man.
All
Appreciate
right.
you.
Hunter Henry, our guest.
Time now for your player spotlight. My man Brian Hoyer, former quarterback, joins me. We're going to look at Drake Maye, some of the positives, some of the negatives in the game in Buffalo. First look here, it's going to be a third down throw to Hunter Henry. I love the throw, the touchdown to Booty, but to me, from calling the game, this was my favorite throw of the day for him.
Well, I don't think if you don't complete this, you don't have the opportunity to throw that throw to Booty.
Right.
That's why I picked this play, and I think it showcases Drake's ability to throw off balance. We like to call it off platform. I know you love that term. But they bring a blitz. It's a man blitz. They blitz over the back. Mondre goes to pick up his guy.
Little delay wrap blitz,
yeah,
man, right
Mike
there.
wraps around. And you can see here, and here's Von Miller breathing down his neck too. But Drake knows who's my go-to guy versus man coverage. Hunter Henry, he gets him, he stacks him a little bit. He's got this route right here, and we let it go. I mean, he's throwing the ball before Hunter's even looking. I love this with the anticipation, the drift to the left, throw it back to the right. It just shows you his ability, and we'll see it here. They're going to do a simple blitz. They line the mic up over here because they want the line to go this way. But what they do is they blitz over the back. Mondre has him, and then they wrap around. So now you all have to shift back. They don't do a great job of it, but Drake knows if I can buy enough time, I know Hunter Henry's going to win versus this coverage. And you see it right here. He knows. Here comes the blitz. Here comes the free runner.
I mean,
here comes Vaughn.
We need a little more from your right tackle here.
That's right. You need more. But it's nice to have a quarterback who can sit there, hang in. He doesn't get antsy. He knows where his go-to guy is, and this allows you to get to that setup to throw that Booty touchdown.
And Hunter knows this too, and I think that's why he's having a career year. The ability that every play is alive, because he said he said this 6 weeks ago, you could expect the ball at any time.
Yeah, and I think what we've seen throughout Drake's 10 starts, he knows who to trust.
All right, moving on here.
All right, the bad. All right, this is the much talked about play. Look, to me, everyone wants to criticize. Should you call this play here? First of all, it starts with this. You can't, if you're going to cut the guy, you can't let him be running up the field at the running back.
They call that a whiff?
A whiff.
Yep, can't do that.
But right here, Drake, just take your time. You know you got time. There's no rush. Get it, extend your drop. Make sure, we used to say in the huddle, just as a reminder to ourselves, but to the running backs, hey, no laterals on this play. You try to get downhill. Now Mondre realizes, oh God, this guy's free. He gets his head around. I think Drake's just too quick here.
I didn't anticipate this when we were calling the game. Like, you didn't feel that the end was coming, and then you see it on the replay.
Right.
That really affected, his angle, his departure out of the backfield.
100%. I think if you're Drake here, you go to look and you see, even if Ramondre catches this ball, it's going to be a loss. So I think just get some depth. Because, okay, you're in the pistol. He's already a few yards behind you. You're going to have time. The ball's snapped. I mean, it's like 1-2 throw. I think that you got to say,
fast.
Yeah, take a good 3 to 5 step drop, get back here. That way, worst case scenario, you just dirt it at Ramondre's feet. You live on. This is only second down.
Yeah, it's not really pressure for him. I think you're licking your chops here because you're envisioning this play as being potentially a huge play. Oh, we got him here.
Yeah.
And he almost rushes it too much.
Exactly. Yeah, we used to say, quarterback, don't make a bad play worse. When someone doesn't do their job, don't try to do something that's going to make the play worse. Unfortunately, rookie learning mistake here. I guarantee he never does this again because Drake, if anything, has proven that he doesn't make the same mistake twice.
And last but not least, we showed some throws through the air. Now we got the legs with the quarterback.
Well, everyone's been calling for it, right? Everyone wants to see Drake call and run.
More.
And look, crucial point of the game. 4th and 1, game on the line. This is the situation you want to use it in. So here's a typical zone read. Hunter's going to go up and block the safety. You're going to leave Von Miller unblocked, and Drake's going to read it. Now, I didn't run too many of these in my career, but I paid attention when they taught him.
Right here. You did. You injured your knee.
That's right.
We don't want to run.
So here, Vaughn comes flat. Drake puts the ball in the belly. He sees Vaughn come flat. I'm coming around the edge. Hunter secures this block on the outside. So when Drake gets out there, you have a lead blocker for him. A great block. And then this is what he can do. This is what you draft the guy at number 3 overall. Yeah, he can make the throws. We've seen those. But when you add this element, now when you get to these 3rd and 4th and 1 situations, what's the defense got to practice? They got to practice it. He got him.
He's got him right now.
He's got him. And now here he is out around the edge. And I know Von Miller's not the same player he used to be, but he can still play. And you see him right here. He can't catch Drake. Great run, little move, first down. For a guy his size to be able to run like this, you got to have this element in the offense.
Got a fantastic breakdown as usual. Have a great New Year.
You too.
There you go. There's your player spotlight. More Patriots All Access will return right after this.
Coming up on All Access.
A look back at a memorable win against the Chargers.
Jefferson down to the 5 and down and in. Touchdown, Sean Jefferson. Second time.
Plus, a trip down memory lane with former Patriots great Rob Gronkowski.
It was a really, really special connection. But the thing is that we both wanted to be great.
You're watching Patriots All Access.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar. Gillette's ultimate shaving experience.
Hi, I'm Marcus Jones, and from my family to yours, happy Hanukkah, everyone.
Welcome back to All Access, presented by GEICO. Hey, we can all agree that Tom Brady is the greatest player in franchise history. Hall of Famers Andre Tippett and John Hannah can rightly duke it out for these 2nd and 3rd spots. But what about future Hall of Famer Rob Gronkowski? The gregarious tight end was a recent guest on our Pats from the Past podcast.
Lobs a throw for Gronkowski, left side, makes the catch over 2 defenders.
One of my favorite catches was versus the Buffalo Bills. Didn't even use my second hand, brought it in, toe tapped into the end zone. It was one of my favorite catches.
Yo soy fiesta.
He's got a little jiggle wiggle in the hip skill.
But hey, that's football. You got to be a tough SOB.
You also have a story about right after you got drafted. It didn't take you long to sort of get called into the principal's office, right?
No, it didn't. I mean, I've always, was a maniac, especially when I was a young buck, and I like to have a good time. That's for sure.
What a moment that was, though, Rob. Jesus, you're with your brothers for crying out loud.
I'm telling you, it was one of the best moments of my life, guys. And what's great about it is I was pissed I didn't go in the first round, My mom's like, I never really seen you pissed before. The second day comes, and once I get drafted by the New England Patriots, let me tell you, that was the best moment and best feeling of my life.
The New England Patriots select Rob Gronkowski, tight end, Arizona.
This is the greatest moment of my life, man. This is unbelievable.
I was always a troublemaker growing up, so it was always funny when I got in trouble. It eventually became like, oh, Rob's in trouble again, haha, because it was always for something that was silly.
Right.
I never was getting in serious trouble.
Right.
I was a guy that just took it to the edge, and then I would stop. Right before I would fall over the cliff, I would catch myself, and then I would wind back down, and it would drive people crazy. And it kind of was that situation. I was up on stage, putting the helmet on, going one-on-one versus my brother because he was in the NFL at the time. He put the Detroit Lions helmet on. We were jumping up, down, who, which we loved to do. I mean, that's how we partied. We always were jumping up and down, acting like maniacs. So we brought the party to the stage. And Bears gave me that call, hey, get off the stage. This is what we're not about. And then I literally put the phone down, and I was like, I'm already getting in trouble. This is great. Who. Awesome. So it just never stopped me because I knew I was never doing anything wrong.
Brady dropping back, lobs a throw for Gronkowski, left side, makes the catch over 2 defenders, tumbling to the 2.
How did you earn Tom's trust, Rob? What went into that relationship?
It was a really, really special connection. But the thing is that we both wanted to be great. Obviously, we all knew Tom wanted to be great already, but as a rookie, I wanted to be great as well. And what got us on the same page, what built that chemistry was the work that we put out on the practice field. And it wasn't just a practice field either, during the practice time, it was after practice as well. And I was just reminiscing with Brian Hoyer actually about it on his podcast the other day, is that Brian Hoyer and Tom would stay after practice my rookie season. It would just be myself. And I would be running an extra 15 to 20 different routes every single practice after practice, just so I can get on the same page as Tom and the quarterbacks, because they saw greatness in me. And when you see greatness in a player, Tom wanted to exploit that greatness and bring it out, and so that player could be as great as they possibly could be. We built that throughout time. It wasn't like, hey, just one night, Brady the Gronk, they're on fire. That connection is unstoppable. It was built over a year. That trust was built over a year of practice and hard work, and it really built going into my second year. Everything was clicking a lot better. You get a little break from the game of football because you have the off season. You come back and just everything was firing. I totally understood what he wanted out of me. I totally understood what the coaches wanted out of me, and I totally understood where I wanted to go to, and I knew what I had to do to get to that level I wanted to be at.
For even more of our interview with Rob Gronkowski, download the Pats from the Past podcast.
Hi, I'm Kendrick Bourne. From my family to yours, Merry Christmas, everyone.
And now, this week's Next Gen Stat, brought to you by AWS. Since becoming the Patriots starter in Week 6, no quarterback has been more effective scrambling than Drake Maye. Maye leads all quarterbacks in scramble runs, rushing yards, and missed tackles forced since Week 6. Jalen Hurts is second in scramble yards in that time frame.
Kid's got some crazy legs, man.
Welcome back to Patriots All Access. Time now for A Side of Mayo, brought to you by our friends here at Hellman's. Christmas week, holiday week. How important is it to recognize the holiday and still take care of business? But for the guys to be with their families, it's a special day.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. And when you look back over the course of the season and the sacrifices that our families make, the coaches' families, the players' families, because we spend so much time here, I think once we get around this time of the year, it's very important to kind of hit that reset button. And that reset button is being around family and friends and then being ready to go back to work the next day.
That's the thing, right? Don't eat too much.
Don't eat too much. We got to weigh in the day after.
You do it just like Parcells did back in the day. Best gift you ever got as a child, you personally? My dad would always have a football under the tree for me every Christmas.
Yeah. We got a PlayStation one year. And, 4 boys in the house, we all wanted to play PlayStation 1. This is back in the day.
You don't even know what an Atari is, do you?
I do know what an Atari is. Good. My grandfather used to play Atari. How old are you?
Oh, I'm old. I'm old enough, man. Is there a special gift you remember that you gave one of your children?
Yeah, I gave him the gift of life.
I think she had told me that, too.
No, that's true, too. I wouldn't have wanted. Car? Yeah. No cars, no cars. They really, like my son, it's all about the V-Bucks. So he'll just take it in V-Bucks. The virtual currency that's on
oh, really?
On the video games and stuff like that. He loves that stuff. I need to get a new uniform for my player on 2K and and then the younger ones, they're easy, and then my older ones all about clothes. So.
All right, great stuff. I hope you had a great Christmas, and let's get these Chargers on Saturday. Saturday football at Gillette Stadium.
Saturday football.
Pretty
Saturday
cool.
Football.
Cool stuff. All right, good luck against them. More Patriots All Access. We'll return right after this.
Patriots All Access is brought to you by Bank of America, official bank of the New England Patriots. By Sports Illustrated Tickets, 50 million sports, concerts, and theater tickets. zero fees. Fans deserve better. Visit SITickets.com today. And by Cross Insurance, official insurance broker of the New England Patriots.
Hi, I'm Dietrich Wise, and from my family to yours, happy holidays.
It was a December game to remember when the Patriots smoked the Chargers in San Diego. Drew Bledsoe threw 4 touchdowns.
Caught by Jefferson down to the 5 and down and in. Touchdown, Sean Jefferson.
And Corwin Brown tacked on a fumble recovery score as New England dominated the Chargers 45-7.
Down the right sideline, roaring in for a touchdown.
Happy holidays, everyone, and we are back in our Bob's Discount Furniture Studios with Mike Reese and Paul Perillo. Drake Maye. Successful season, but what about the turnovers?
They're a problem. That's 15 turnovers in 10 starts. That's too many, and I thought there were a few in this game that were a little bit more on him than what we've seen. Because there's some of these interceptions, Mike, have been a little circumstantial.
Yes.
Balls that have hit his receivers in their hands. But this game, I thought clearly they weren't on the same page on the pick in the end zone, which I thought was really ill-timed. And I think there's something with the execution of the lateral. I don't know the plays. I don't know what all the designs are. I find it hard to believe that they're dialing up an intentional lateral on a situation like that, backed up near their own goal line. I think that's bad footwork there by Drake Maye.
And maybe I should be harder on Drake. I came out of this game with a little bit of a different feeling, which is here's a kid from North Carolina who's never played in a football game in the teens, and I thought the Bills were coming for the early knockout punch. I mean, the first play was a busted screen. The second play was a 2-yard run. It's 3rd and 8, and I'm thinking to myself, if the Bills get the Patriots out the field 3 and out, like this game could be a runaway.
Right.
Yeah. Drake just calmly delivers it to Hunter for a first down, keeps a play alive, PI, throw to Booty, and I'm like, they're in this game in a tough environment in those conditions because of Drake Maye, and so it's a balance, guys.
So that would be my pushback, is I agree with everything Mike just said about how well he played in the first half. But ultimately, going back to our earlier talk, they didn't have a chance to win because they turned the ball over too much, and he's part of that.
Good balance.
Okay, so if Drake gets a pass, which is what you sort of...
I don't know a pass, Steve, but I guess... I
mean, we're not you now. We're not you now, Steve. We're not just giving out passes for everybody.
And he's a rookie.
Yes.
Why doesn't Jerod Mayo get a pass if he's a rookie coach?
I think he has to an extent, certainly not as much as Drake Maye. I think people have seen all the playmaking ability and the athletic skills that Maye has had, and there's like, he'll learn that.
Yeah.
Does it take, trial and error to understand, time and score? It's ironic. I believe there was 8:33 left in London against Jacksonville when they went for 2 instead of making it a 1-score game. And I believe there was exactly 8:33 left on Sunday on 4th and 5 from near midfield, around your own 45-yard line, down 2 scores. Again, learn from your mistakes and get past it. I thought that was a sort of a misstep.
And and that's very fair, I think maybe the difference is we've seen more tangible signs of promise and growth from Drake. Like, it's right there for you. So the throw to Booty, the touchdown throw, it's like, that's perfect. An unbelievable play. Right. When you think about Jerod in his first year as coach, what can you really drill down to and say, like, there's not a play like that, or there's not like a defining moment. Maybe the first game of the season, the way he had the team ready to go, right? No one saw that coming. But if there were more of those, I think Drake has more of those, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I understand that.
That probably gives him more leeway.
I get that. Did they take a baby step forward last week? And if so, how do you take an even more giant step?
I would say yes, and I would say the scenario that Mike unfolded talking about Drake Maye, you look like you're teetering right away. First possession of the game, you go 3 and out, you might not necessarily be competitive in that game. Well, they stood up to that, and they were able to be more than competitive. They fought, and they ended up with a 14-0 lead. So I do think they took a step forward.
Cold environment. You're coming off a game against Arizona after the bye that was really disappointing. You didn't see a lot of life there from them, and like that would be easy to almost do like what the Saints did Monday night against the Packers. Like that was a no-show, but they didn't have a no-show. So now, like, build off that. Now a Saturday, your routines are messed up with the holiday this week, and like, come on, give the same representative effort of yourself and see if you can carry that into next year.
All that being said, get a prediction against the Chargers?
I think they do what Mike said. I think they do have a representative account of themselves, and I think it'll be a competitive game. I don't think the Chargers are a high-powered team. They want to play physical. They want to run the ball, which I think kind of lends itself to a lower-scoring game. I think the Chargers will have enough. They need the game to get into the playoffs, 23-17. But I think it'll be competitive.
I'm also going with the Chargers, 20-16. I think the physical run game, that's what concerns me after what we saw the Patriots run defense do last week.
All right, guys. Great stuff as usual. Happy holidays to you all.
He didn't yell at us this week, Mike.
Yeah, you know what? It's been a fun year.
Definitely.
Working with you guys, I guess.
Appreciate it.
So, with this week's edition of Patriots All Access, for Mike Reese and Paul Pearl, I'm Steve Burton. Happy holidays, everyone.